This is a video inventory for the next academic year students 2024 to 2025 for the property flat 4 1416 George Street. I can confirm that all smoke alarms have been tested and all windows are operational. So before we go in, I just want to focus on the front door on the outside, and we can see that there is some slight peeling and marking to the door. And also to the frame, just here. As we go in, I'm going to just focus on the carpet of the hallway. Looking at the carpet, we can see that it's very clean. The only mark that I've been able to spot is just here, as you walk into the main entrance, and just here outside of bedroom number 2. Before I move on to the kitchen, I'm just going to show you the inside, your little entryway. The inside of the door here is not marked, and the walls, I believe, have had a fresh coat of paint, so are in a pristine condition, apart from one mark here to the left. I believe that's where this handle marks the wall, but otherwise in a very good condition. As you can see, also your light works here. The switch is just on the wall here. So turning right, we'll start in the kitchen. Focusing once again on the floor, we can see that there are no marks to the kitchen floor. It's in a very good condition. This entire property has been professionally cleaned, so we should see all your appliances are in a very good condition, and the floor has been mopped. So I'll focus just on this red shelving unit here. You can see you have your food caddy on the bottom, and then your microwave sits just on top. The microwave is not marked to any of the outside, and to show you the inside, we can see there is no damage at all. Just going to move this out of the way. So, looking in the first shelf on the left, you can see there are some marks to the inside of the drawer, but the front is fine, and the inside is in a relatively worn condition, just in terms of the sort of covering there, and some marking to the inside of the door. I also would like you to note that the paint is peeling slightly. I believe it might be water damage. The oven has been professionally cleaned with no damage to the inside or to the glass. As you can see from the outside there, also in good condition. As is the hob, there is no damage, no scratches or marks to the hob. All the caps are in place, and the extractor fan just above has been cleaned to the outside and the underneath. I'm going to look in this cupboard here. We can see there is some just slight discoloration to the back there and to the inside of the door. And once again, I believe this might be water damage, but functionally it's fine. Your boiler is just to the left here, as is your carbon dioxide fire extinguisher. This is to be used in emergency cases only. Please don't touch it otherwise. There will be a charge if so. Your landlord's provided you with a dustpan and brush, and of course a waste bin. So moving back over here to the right of your oven, you have your sink and cabinet. Once again, paint is peeling, but functionally just fine. If I move this out here, you can see there is no damage to the sink, no scratching, slight marking near the tap, and your draining board, a draining rack, once again, no damage at all. Your landlord has provided you with a kettle, or it could have been the previous tenants. This has been pat tested, so just bear that in mind. And just underneath your draining board, we have your washing machine. Please note that the tray has been cleaned. and as has the inside of the washing machine, with no damage present at all, no dents, no scratches. Moving up from the draining board, you can see you've got your main cabinets. The doors are without marking, no scratches to the outside. Inside we have a slight mark just here, but otherwise in a good condition. Slight peeling once again to the middle shelf, the lining, but in a good condition. To the right you have a black sofa. You can see this is worn. I believe it's been in the property for a few years, so there is some natural deterioration on the fabric, but in a good state, no major tearing or major marking. And then we have your dining chairs, so we'll focus on this one by the door. You can see there is some marking, some slight marking to the fabric, but no tearing. Apart from just here on this side, a slight tear. We'll check the other side, just fine. I'm going to move this red shelving unit so I can get into the dining area. So your landlord has left you just here an extension cable. If I pull these chairs out, we can see once again there's some minor marking to this chair here, slight dent in the fabric, but no major tears, completely functional. I think it's just due to its age and usage. Once again a slight tear here to the right of this chair. The same goes for the one on the left, in completely functional condition, with less marking and no tears. And then finally your fourth one, just here, slight marking to the top, slight marking to the sort of seating part of the chair, but in good condition nonetheless. Your fire blanket is located just above your dining table. Please bear in mind, just like the fire extinguisher, this is for emergency use only. Please don't use it otherwise. We will have to charge you for replacement. Looking at your dining table, it's in a good clean condition. There is, I don't know if you can pick it up here, there's some scratching to the glass. Once again, this has been here for a few years, so it's to be expected to a certain degree, but no major marking or damage, no cracks or anything of that nature. Your shelving unit just here above, there's some documents related to your property just on the left there, and I'll move on to your fridge to the right. So looking at the doors, there is no denting or scratching to the front of the fridge door, and just a slight mark there to the freezer door, but no dents or anything like that. And the shelving, we can see there are no cracks. Keep this open here. No cracks to your shelves or to the drawer. And as you can see, it's been cleaned thoroughly for your usage. And looking at the freezer, once again, no cracks to the freezer or the drawers. Okay, so before I move on to the bedrooms, I'm going to just show you the walls and the light. See, the walls have once again, I believe, been painted with no major marking at all to any of these. Just have a look over here. No marking, apart from a very slight mark there by the filter, but otherwise in a great condition. And of course you have your window. As I said at the beginning, they are all functional, so we'll pull this down and I'll show you your blind. You see your blind is in perfect working order with no bends, apart from a few bends there, but otherwise in a great condition. And you can alter with this rod just here. The last thing to do with this room is your lights. You can see it works perfectly and has a cover, and you have an extractor fan just there in case your main extractor fan is not quite enough. And I'll show you the inside of your kitchen door. So to the inside of the door here, you can see there's a few just minor marks, nothing too bad though, in a very good condition. Just be mindful that when you open the door, not to do so too hard as not to damage the radiator. So that's it for the kitchen. Turn that light off. I'm going to move into bedroom number 1, which you can see just here, immediately left to the main entrance. So focusing just on the carpet here as we come through, you can see there's no major marking. I will say there's a slight spot just here, which in perspective is located just near the cabinet around there. Let's get you a closer view. And some fabric has come loose here near the bed, so bear that in mind. But looking elsewhere, I see no marking at all to the carpet. If you can try and keep it in this condition, that would be great. It will incur a cost, so be mindful. Looking at your study chair, looking at the back, we can see a few minor markings there, very light, but no tears. And some light paint marks to where you sit, but completely functional and good condition. And looking at the surface of the desk, there is no marking at all, in a very good condition. No scrapes, no paint marks, completely fine. And for the outside of your drawers, you can see also in a very similar condition here. If I pull these out, we can see they've been cleaned inside, like so, and the bottom one. And your shelving just here, we can see again, in great condition with no markings at all, apart from maybe that very light spot, but nothing that affects the functionality. And your pin board, please, if you've got any posters, I would use this. I'd highly recommend it. If there are any markings found at the end of your tenancy, there is a charge to repaint them, or repaint the entire wall, even if it's a small one. So just bear that in mind. Use your pin board. You'll save some of your deposit at the end. There's also this extra study chair here that's been left. There is some slight marking to the seating part here, and some marking to the back. I'm unsure whether this was provided by the landlord or a previous tenant, but this is considered part of your property now, so please look after this as well. I'm going to just move this across. As you can see, you've been provided a full-length mirror that has been professionally cleaned with no scratching to the glass of any kind. So please keep that in a good condition. And moving on from behind your desk, just here, we have your wardrobe. The previous tenant has left some coat hangers for you, so make use of those. And the shelving has zero damage, good as new, all the way through. You can see the doors on the inside also have no scratches at all. And just to show you the outside of these, once again, no scratching to the wardrobe. Right, quickly, I'll move this chair back. So again, you have your window outlooking the main street. If I close this for you just here, you can see it closes fine. You've got your lock here, and to pull the blinds down, so your blinds are in perfect working order. There's some minor bending to the bottom blinds, but perfectly functional, in good condition. And see if I can show you the curtains. So I see no marking to the curtain. As to the fabric, completely fine. So bear that in mind. And let's focus on your mattress quickly. So you can see there's some minor marking. We have a mark just here. And I believe that's it for the underside. Maybe some light marking just there as well. And to the right. If we turn this mattress over, we can see a mark just here on the top side, quite a few marks to the mattress. Okay. Finally, in terms of furniture, we have an end table. Drawers have been cleaned with no marking to the front or to the shelving or to the door. Last thing I think in this room is to focus on the walls. Once again, this room has been painted at the end of the last tenancy, so all the walls are in a perfect condition. So we expect you to keep it in this state, as I've already mentioned. Just be mindful. And I'll show you the outside of your door, or inside rather, with no marking. Okay. Last thing I suppose actually would be your light. No light shade in this room, but it works completely fine. And let's move on to bedroom number 2. So bedroom number 2 is located just here, next to your bathroom, and next to your phone to open the door and thermometer there. Focusing on the carpet, we can have a look and see that there is no marking to the carpet, no tears or anything of that nature that I can see, in perfect condition. Let's start again with your mirror. So full length mirror, just like in the last one, once again has been cleaned and with no scratching, next to your pin board, which we highly recommend you use, and shelving unit with no mark or damage. Desk to the top, 0 marking or scratches, and your drawers on the outside are the same. Looking inside, we can see that they have been cleaned and are functional in every way. Your study chair has no marking and no tears to the main part, and some slight scratching to the back. Nothing that alters functionality in any way. Looking behind, we once again have your wardrobe. Some coat hangers have been left, but the shelving has been left in perfect condition. No cracks, no scratches, neither to the inside of either door. If I just close them to show you the outside, we can see that the door is in perfect condition with only the tiniest scratch just there, or maybe paint mark, but otherwise in a great condition. I believe that you've been left a clothes rack just on the left here, so please make use of that. And I'm just going to show you, I'll tell you what, before I do the window, I'll show you the mattress. So looking at the mattress, there is some discoloration to the bottom. We can see some minor markings just here and there, and sort of discoloration to the right side. If I turn this over, you can see once again very slight discoloration, although I believe that might be the lighting in here. I don't see any markings. It's in a good condition to the top. Okay, looking at the drawers, we can see they've been cleaned once again, and the shelves with no scratching to the end table here. And please note you do have a plug just there for your phone charger or lamp. Focusing on the walls, we can see once again it has been painted, so there are no markings to the walls at all. Although maybe a very slight discoloration there in the corner, but nothing bad at all. And there is a slight circular mark there. Okay, window, once again, it's operational. I can't close this. See, it closes just fine. And to show you your blind, got a bit of rye there. There we go. So your blind is completely fine. There's some very minor sort of dinks to the, I don't know what you call it, the individual blade, but otherwise in great condition. And looking at your curtain, you see no marks or tears to the curtain. Finally, we'll just look at your light bulb. You can see once again you don't have a lampshade, but it is working condition. And we'll move on to bedroom number 3. So looking at the carpet, just coming up to bedroom 3, once again no markings, and you have a shelving unit just here. If I move these out of the way, you can see you've been left some sort of miscellaneous items here on your shelving, a vacuum, so you can make use of that, but in good condition with no scratching to the top or to the sides. Alright, moving into bedroom number 3. Focusing on the carpet once again, we can see no scratching to the carpet, no sort of tears, no marks, in a good condition all throughout. I'm going to close this door, show you the outside of the door just there. You see there is just a slight scratch there where the paint's come off, but otherwise I'd say in a great condition. And a full length mirror, no scratches, properly cleaned, in great condition. And your pin board. I will note, I did notice that sort of the corner here has come slightly away from the wall, so bear that in mind. Looking at your desk doesn't seem to have any real scratches. I do notice that maybe the some slight marking just here, but nothing, it's pretty superficial. Your drawers have been cleaned with no markings. And your chair has no markings to the back or to the front. No tears, completely fine. Okay, looking at your shelving, once again in great condition on every side. And we can see some minor markings to the left wardrobe door on the outside, but no markings to the inside or the shelving at all. There is once again a clothes dryer, so a clothes rack, so please make use of that. And no marking to the right outside door that I can see. I'm just going to focus on your mattress here. I don't see any markings to the bottom, apart from you see these little sort of darker circles. These are in relation to the circles of your bed base, so they will go. That's not an issue. So I'll turn this over, let's have a look at the top. No markings to the top of your mattress at all. And your window, just by the bed. I'll close this here. And it doesn't seem like this room has any blinds, but you do have curtains with no markings to the left and none to the right. Looking at your walls, once again, this room has been painted by the landlord, so in a very good condition with no markings to any of the walls that I can see. Okay. Finally, focusing on your end table just by the bed, we can see maybe a very, very minor superficial mark, but nothing that affects the functionality to any side of this. Drawers have been cleaned, although they seem to have missed that little spot there. And the shelving is also fine with no marks. Last thing I suppose would be your light. This room does have a lampshade and the light works perfectly. So, I suppose the last room is your bathroom. Looking at the outside of the bathroom door, we can see no marks, so, sort of slight peeling to the paint on the door frame, and a crack just there above. But otherwise in great condition. Here are your extractor fans, if you want to switch that on. Alright, we're going to move in. Looking at the floor, we can see the tiling has a very minor sort of crack coming through here, and the grouting slightly marked, but completely fine otherwise. Just here. And the inside of the door is peeling. This will obviously be water damage, so make sure you have your extractor fan on to minimise that. Little towel rack there on the door, and also a towel rail just here. Your extractor fan is located just up here, and looking at the walls on the left side, in very good condition, just here. Your bath panel has seemed to come loose again. I believe maintenance may get someone to sort this, get it recorked, but just for now that's loose. Just bear that in mind, be a bit careful so you don't knock it off. But otherwise in a great condition. See your shower head, it's been cleaned with no damage here. Looking at your sink, we can see you've been left a sort of sanitary bin and a toilet brush, and there are no chippings to the sink, although a slight paint mark just there in the bowl. No chips, in great condition, and you have a mirror that's been cleaned with no scratching, and 2 soap holders either side. Finally, you have your toilet. This has been tested, it works completely fine, with no markings to the inside or to the outside of the bowl. And what do you call it, a toilet tissue holder there. So I believe that's the end of this tour for flat 4, 1416 George Street. We hope you enjoy your stay here at Belvoir. Good luck with your studies.